Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another Walking Dead Survivor stream here on the Lycianic YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Daily Hot Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk yet again about the Hunt the Hunters game that was introduced in here as a mini game in the last couple of days. And I will say one thing, having just finished the final hits on it now, it gets a lot better the longer you go because there's a lot less pay to wins. A lot less whales, in the AMs and stuff like that. Well, depending on which region you're in, obviously, and how it equates to like the rest of the world and stuff. Because it could be like the time they're just awake now is what it is. Because it'll be afternoon, like wherever they're at, whether it be China or Japan, wherever it is there. So, or some part of Europe or something. Then, but yeah, basically, it's not a bad game. The reward structure on it is a little bit messed up, I think, but that's like most games. It always pays out to the people that are paying in the most, unfortunately, and it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to go over a couple things here while we're discussing this. I don't know if I can actually present or not, or if it'll allow me to actually do this time or not. No, it won't. Still doing this stupid bullshit all the time. I don't know what the fuck I'm streaming right now. Like it used to allow me to fucking screen share this shit like a year or two ago. And now it's just being a dick anymore. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, basically, going back to the Hunt the Hunters thing here, what you end up having is you have a situation where each one of the dudes is basically weak to one of the troop sets. Specifically, looking into it, it is Grandma Onslaught is weak to Cavalry. Caveman Jack is weak to Sharpshooters. And then Mad Felicia is weak to melee. So as long as you're corresponding your formations to that, you're going to get the most out of it. And I realized that today because I was doing some stuff on this. And yeah, with my my F5 sharpshooter formation, or 2/3 sharpshooter formation, I was able to get just over 1.3 million on that one, versus the ones I had cavalry in against this dude, and it was only a couple 100,000, 400,000 some change. And then versus like Mad Felicia, my whole sharpshooter, my whole melee attack was 1.4 million some change, versus like all the other attacks were like about half of that, about 500,000 or so. And then going to the Grandma Onslaught ones. Let's see, go back to Grandma Onslaught here. Yeah, Grandma Onslaught with the cavalry ones. I was hitting her for legitimately 1.7 million, like every single time without fail. Versus if I was hitting her with a formation that had cavalry or melee in it, it was only 400k. Obviously, that was my F1 that was hitting her like that. My F3, that was mostly cavalry, was 1.2 million. And then the third one that was also 2/3, 1.2 million. So, yeah. And actually, it seems like in that one, the sharpshooters hit her worse than the cavalry or the melee did. So, but yeah, you got a bunch of boxes too in this game that are mystery boxes that were given out because it's like each hit gets a mystery box is what it is there. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack those, see how those function out for me here. So let's see here. I got 95 in this account respectively right now. So we'll open up these 95 right now and see how many things they pop out. 15 different things. So we got a bunch of tape, a bunch of epic 20k combat experiences, a bunch of 20k construction experience, a single long-range transmission, 2 5,000 experience things, whole bunch of 1K bullets, 10 super glue, 200 for the cars, 400 minutes of speed ups, 138 of the blue supply chests, 16 flasks, 2 anvils, 15 bread, 20, I think that's bronze or iron, and then yeah, the other one was one was iron, one was steel. So not super bad, but not super great. I like the fact they got an anvils though in this one. I don't think I've had that one before in this. So, and then of course the Eldenmeyer flasks are very, very nice when you need them. So, but yeah, that was pretty good in there. And then let's see what else we got here. Ooh, nice. I just got another off my dude on that one. Actually, 2 of the Season X boxes. I'm just cracking boxes right now. What it is for this. 3. That's pretty good. I don't have a whole lot here either. I think I maybe had like 18 or 20 there. That's not too bad. And 3 out of like 18 to 20, something like that. So, getting higher and higher when it comes to Negan. Of course, this is the account that has a 5-3 Negan in it right now, but we are 14 of 110 towards a 5-4 Negan. So, yeah, I'd like to get Negan to at least 110 eventually on this game, because it would up his brute force attack, which the skill right now is first 3 turns of the battle. It deals 314 damage to a random enemy crew. And 2 of your own crew's formation will enter a berserk state, increasing damage by 17% for 2 turns. And then, of course, if he ups to 110, it'll be 361 damage going out, 361% damage going out. And then 19% to the berserk is what it is there. And if I can eventually get him all the way to 125, which would be really nice, it'll actually up his crew attack to 50%, and it'll up his crew capacity from 676 to 780. So, but that'll take fucking forever. That's what it is. Because that'll take. Trying to figure that out now. Yeah, because right now it'd be. Let me figure this out. So that'd be 108, 110. So that'd be almost 220 right there, and then it goes up to 120 each time. So that'd be. Let's figure that out then. So 110 to 120, and then to 125. I'm pretty sure at 120, or no, sorry, I'm retarded. Yeah, I was thinking, no, it's 130 is what I'm thinking of, where it goes to like singles or whatever. Yeah, so it'd be, let's figure this out now. So 120. Oh yeah, it'd be fucking forever now. I'm thinking about it because once it hits over 120, it goes to 260 a fucking thing or whatever. So you go yeah, let me figure this out now. So it would be yeah, because you'd have to have 260, 520, 780, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. Yeah, it's like 1,550 frags or something crazy like that I need to get right now. It's a fuck ton. It's too much, basically. Yeah, it'd be way too much, unfortunately. That sucks, dude. I hate when that shit happens, honestly. It's really fucking annoying. Really fucking annoying. Yeah, blues, dude. It's no good. It's no good. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's a real shit house on that one. So, whatever. Well, at least now I know for the future that it'll be fucking forever to get that, basically. So, that being said, my first 3 crews now all have gold armor. I just finished doing the one in Holly. I'm actually pissed at myself, though, because I forgot to get the, what do you call them now? Our coalition anvils in my one account the other day for the carnivore shop. And now we're too far below the shit. We only got 5330. We need 6,000 to open that bitch back up then to get the anvils. So I basically fucked myself on 25, which sucks because that just happens to be the one account that needs like those 25 plus another 2 to get the 190 needed for the fucking sword it needs. So yeah, I'm really pissed at myself on that one. Really bummer. But yeah, that being said, though, we do a lot of leftover dual shop stuff right now to get for the next set of boxing gloves because we basically burned through all those right now. What it is, so I don't think I'm gonna buy anything off any of that stuff either. So there's no reason right now, honestly. When you got boxing gloves that potentially could be bought out in like a day or two, then. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go to the other accounts then to see how many of them random boxes I have to open then, and we'll open those before we finish this stream. So grab some of this stuff to download for later. There, let's see. So I got 40 hits on that one as well. It's interesting we only got 50 rubies off them hits. Kind of sad actually on that one. But again, it is what it is. Oh yeah, still have my 250 from what you call it in this account. Let's see who is close enough right now. Let's open up our boxes in this one. Actually, it appears like we had 12, so 3 out of 12 is really fucking good then for that last set. Oh, this one just got some rubies in it. And a box. Yep. So some rubies in a box. Again, not terrible there. Could have been worse, could have been better. So it's just a little bit closer to a 5.2 Negan in this account, which we need to get it to at least a 5.4 to up it to that March capacity speed. So, or not 5.4, 5.3. So yeah, we need another 160 almost Negan fragments right now. So, all right, let's see, where's my boxes on this account right now. So Boxes. And we got 90 in this one. Which gave us 14 different things. Got a bunch of we got 50 20K experiences for the combat, 10 20K for the construction guys, 3 long ranges, 3 5,000 experiences, 250 1K bullets, 15 of the not good version of the legendary medals, 200 stuff for the car, 400 mental speed ups, 124 of the blue boxes for supplies, 8 flasks, 120 bar for bronze, 10 bread, 1 anvil, and 20 iron. It's ironic because if I had that 25 right now, I'd only be 1 anvil away from being able to up my fucking shit then. But now I'm 26. That really fucking sucks, dude. Yeah, I'm at 164 right now is what it is. And it'd be 189 if I had the other 25 right now. Which we got a day basically to take 700 coalition experience. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I doubt it. Such a fucking bummer, dude. Because I could at least get my Abraham then to that capacity. But let's figure out what else we need to do. Here's what it is. Okay, it looks like up John to a 4-star right now, I think. Okay, so that goes there. Oh, I guess they updated the game too the other day. Because it used to be you would have a certain thing done or whatever, and now it is slightly different than that. Let's figure this out. So yeah, 85 Holly. Yeah, I think the rest is good to Holly because she's a 7-star right now. So she is 10 away right now then from leveling out. That's pretty good. And then take that extra one there. Send it to, what's her name on the bottom? Let's see here. Governor for eggs. Wait, do I have anything I need to up right now on this that is not governor? That's a good question. No, everybody else is what you call it already. To their 30s, respectively. So yeah, it just goes back into governor then. Put him to 118 to 260 right now. So, alright. So that's done. And then it would be going to my other account here. See how many boxes of shit I got in that one. I will say too, though, you do a lot more damage in this game the higher you are, obviously, when it comes to your formation and everything. Because if you got like 130s or even like 120s in there and stuff like that, it's going to do a lot more than something that has like, 95 or 98 or 100 or whatever it is then. So, which makes logical sense. At the same time, though, it kind of does suck because you're basically forcing people to pay to get ahead is what it is there. And yeah, it's kind of not cool on that one. because you really shouldn't have to pay to like get ahead in the game. Is what it is. You should be able to get ahead naturally. Is what it is. But unfortunately, again, it's fucking microtransaction horseshit though. But yeah, one thing I was gonna say though. So I guess they did a update the other day without doing they did a maintenance update without shutting down the game. Is what it was. And apparently during that update, it said, dear survivors, to enhance gaming experience, we're performing an update without server downtime. To address the following issues, please pay attention to resource loading prompt on the game, login interface, or resource download button on the left side of the interface. After update, latest resource data, please restart game. And it was a scavenge rush optimization was the first thing, and they did another thing called New Edition Rise to Power Specialization launching November 26th. So the first one was basically reducing the difficulty of achieving milestone chests. So the number of flashlights remains unchanged. And then that second part of that was number of levels for Scavenge Rush has been adjusted to 15, previously 22. So quality of legendary fragments and survivor vouchers remain the same. So it's interesting. So I'm wondering if I'm reducing it down to 15 from 22, if it's still going to be 16 things you got to go through, or if it's going to be more than that now. So I would assume it'll be still 16. I'm kind of wondering if it's because people just like complain so much about, dude, you got to use 300, like, because it would be a thing where it's like, yeah, you got to use 300 plus fragments to get this done or whatever. Then, so if that be the case, then that would be, it used to be 352 was the magic number there. So if there's only 15 chests and there's 16 apiece at that point, instead of it being 352, that would be, let me see about this, 16, 32, 48 times 2 would be 96, 106, 112. So that would mean you technically should only need 240 now to get the everything then. That's what it is. Which is pretty good because, yeah, that means you could probably get 2 of those a week if that be the case then. So, or 2 of those in the 6 days that it is then. And if that be the case, then that, and that does remain potentially 70 vouchers then, dude. That is actually a big-ass game changer for them doing that potentially. Because it would mean not only getting your stuff faster, it would also mean being able to get more of it, obviously. And if that is the case, then I would be able to get potentially 140 call to arms to whites in this game in one shot every 2 weeks or whatever. That's a big fucking change, dude, because right now my current call to arms to whites in each account are getting closer and closer to 4 2s and 4 3s right now. Which I think there might all be 4 2 right now, but yeah, the one's getting real close to 4 3 right now is what it is. It's about 60 off right now. So it's exactly 60 off right now. So yeah, that for sure would be leveling out, and then it would be, say, another 10, then another 7, so another 8. So yeah, I'd be like 10 away on that one then, potentially after this go around, if I can get 2 this time around, to have it to a 4-4 then. So it'd literally be 10 away from a 4-4 then is what it is, which is huge because then if you add in the event, which will be starting, I think tonight is what it is, because I believe it's Saturday right now, you would have it become Jesus Christ, what am I thinking now? Yeah, you would have it become a thing where it is for the Sunday special or whatever, you can get like 15 or whatever extra fragments there, I think is what it is, or something, or 14 maybe, something like that. And yeah, that would be enough to actually have them at a 4-4 then. So I'm only technically after this one, it would be 2 weeks from now then. So it'd be like middle of December then. It would be the next Scavenge Rush of Lose, if I'm not mistaken then. So that would be enough to get them to a 5-star then at that point. and then from there it would just be leveling them out 110 at a time after that then. And if that be the case, you can get two of those per scavenger rush potentially. Now it would be, I'm trying to figure this out now, so it'd be 5-1 for the first one of those, and then 5-2, 5-3, 5-4. So yeah, potentially it would be roughly February or maybe early March, one of the two, would be when I'd actually have a 6-star Dwight. That's what it is. So that's a huge game changer, dude, for sure, 100%. And that would actually be worthwhile, because then it would be having a 110 Dwight would be massively huge, because 5, 19. Yeah, if I could get him to a 110, then he would be at a 105 at that point for the stand your ground ability. So he would actually be a plus 39 crew defense, and then adding 624 extra troops to the march capacity then, potentially. So, and that would easily dwarf Pamela at that point for power-wise and stuff like that, dude. So you definitely have the Governor, Call to Arms, Dwight, Negan combo then, as a trio formation. So yeah, that'd be a big fucking deal then, for sure. It'd be huge. So anyway, figure a few things out right now on this. Let's see if we can get anything in these guys. Nothing yet. 2, 3. Yeah, ironically enough, I'm getting nothing in my third account. Here's what it is for stuff. Oh, I got a pack of rubies right now. Can I get a box out of this last one? And 1 box. Okay, cool. Well, at least it wasn't nothing. So, could have been worse. Could have been better, obviously, too, though, but at least it wasn't too bad. So yeah, we're now at 50 of 110 on this account to get Negan up to 152 what it is there. I need to get a bunch of fucking experience is the problem now. So I'll probably end up like melting Pamela or somebody like that down the road, just to be able to give her experience to other people is what it is there. But anyway, let me check my boxes here real quick for things. So I got 40 there. Yeah, I'm actually really pissed at myself. I ended up falling asleep this morning, middle of doing stuff, and ended up, I didn't miss out the 2 to get the season experience stuff, whatever, for your accommodation. But I completely fucked myself on the last couple on that one, because I completely screwed myself out of getting to 5 mils, what it is there, which really pissed me off. And then, yeah, just everything kind of went to shit after that's what it was. Which, that's the problem when you're literally so tired and exhausted, you're not able to do stuff as it is there, and that's unfortunate sometimes when it happens there. So, now we got 87 boxes in this account. And we ended up with 13 different things. So we got tape, the non-combat version of experience, 2 long ranges, 2 things of the recruit experience, 5 combat medals, 5 of the other shitty medals, 30 super glue, 400 points or 400 minutes of speed ups, 140 of the supply chest things, 8 flasks, single anvil, 10 bread, and 20 iron. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of those just are not what they should be, honestly, if that makes any sense. Like, there's just not enough there to justify, like, what they're giving you, basically, if that makes any sense. Like, it just comes off very just, like, I don't know, shitty, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. So, yeah, it just feels very, like, meh. So, I got that call earlier. I need to figure out what's said in the voicemail that was left for me, because I assume it's them saying something about me coming, but I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be who I'm going to have Thanksgiving with, which hopefully it's not like an uninvited at this point, because it could be like a weird situation since that's since the individual will be the mother of the guy who tried to screw me out of my house, is what it is, with lowballing us. And my sister and I talked about this a couple times now. We were like, yeah, well, you know, if he's there, he doesn't want to make it awkward. Like, just don't even say anything about it. And I'm not going to say anything about it, obviously, because the thing is, truthfully, like, they had him and his family had 3 chances to give us more money for the place. Like, they could have had the place 3 different times. They could have given us more money to begin with, initially, and we would have been through the whole process. They could have, when the second guy jumped in out of nowhere and tried to buy the place for a little bit more, they were trying to match that dude's offer instead of just offering a couple thousand more on top of that than it would be, and they could have had it then. And then, again, the auction was the 3rd chance they had, and they could have been the highest bidder then. But instead, they were the 2nd highest bidder, and then they tried to basically dictate terms, and the so-called highest bidder jumped out, which I'm pretty sure that highest bidder on that one was their fucking friend, so it was basically just trying to screw us out of, you know, being, well, and the thing is, too, when you're, like, shit-talking my family home and being all like, oh, there's, like, water damage here when there's not, and, you know, just basically making shit up is what it is, and it's just, like, that's kind of a dick move, bro. Like, I get you want it for nothing, but, like, fact of the matter is, you're getting the house and fucking 10 acres, bitch, so, and that's a lot of, and you're not buying it, and the thing is, like, even when the realtor was saying it during the auction, he's like, yeah, the last time a place like this went up for sale around here was, like, the 1970s or some shit, so, because people do not sell their home, and you sure as shit don't sell your home with the fucking mineral rights and stuff, even though we're doing that, obviously, which I think is fucking stupid personally, because, again, God forbid, people that actually did buy it strike fucking oil. And I said that to the guy, I'm like, if you guys strike oil, you're probably not going to see me anymore after that, because, yeah, it would be a situation where I would just be like, well, fuck my life then. That's the one thing I've always worried about with any of that stuff, though, but, yeah, because if you sell the mineral rights, obviously, and they, you know, if they strike oil or find gold or whatever, then they're digging for something, then you're just fucked, and it's all belongs to them if that be the case then. And I don't think you technically have any litigation or whatever it is then, which I don't know. I feel like I probably would sue though, just because it's like, you know, as I said to begin with, I was like, I don't want to sell this stuff with the mineral rights to my sister, but yet she was all about doing that. I'm just like, so yeah, it's a whole thing. But anyway, let's see. We got 35 boxes on this guy for that last one then. So we got, let's figure this out now. So what is our overall count right now then? I want to make sure I can get my advanced sneaking fragments. I realized something to do this season than I didn't do the last time around, which is basically I fucked myself before by jacking up the Negan fragments there in the main thing when I should have been doing the advanced ones the whole time. Okay, we got 60 boxes in this account. And we ended up with 12 different things, which was a bunch of the supply boxes, 80 of them, 10 of the 20K non-combat experience, a single long range, 15 combat medals, 375 1K bullet things, 20 super glue, 200 vehicle stuff, 10 bread, 80 copper, 40 steel, I believe is what it is, 10 iron, and 800 minutes of speed ups. Yeah, too bad one of those fucking stupid ass vehicle things wasn't like, I don't know, some fucking anvils or something. That would have been nice. Or some flasks, too. That would have been sweeter. So, it's whatever, though. Semantics. But, yeah, it is what it is, man. Unfortunately. So, anyway. Let's see. I know somebody who said something about us having a couple things left. Here's what it was. So, we got 1, 2, 3. What does this one have to get done? Yeah, looks like mostly other stuff over here. So, yeah, of course, everybody went fucking full asshole and got all the damn good shit this time. So, anyway, go ahead and do these guys real quick. Put that dude there. Throw this guy here. Check this out. Yeah, of course, one selfish son of a bitch hit fucking a dozen times on this thing because he's a dickhead. Fucking clown ass bitch. I seriously can't stand people to do that shit, especially when they fuck me out of bread. Those are the kind of people who need to get their asses immediately thrown out of the fucking clans, is what it is then. At least for like a day anyway. Just to prove a point. Be like, you know what, dude? Fuck you. Kind of thing is what it is there. So, it's just greediness is what it is. Because the thing is, it's not, the fucked up part is it's not like it even does anything for you in the long run. Because it doesn't. It actually, all it does is fuck over everybody else what it is there. From getting a bread re-up is what it is there. Because it doesn't give you extra bread every time you hit the thing. It'd be nice if it did, obviously, but like it doesn't. And it's like, yeah, you're just screwing over the rest of the people in your clan. That's what it is when you're doing shit like that. And it kind of makes me wonder, because I know that they said there were supposedly spies within this in this region right now, and I'm kind of half wondering if some of these assholes like that aren't part of them. Is what it is there, because I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I've never seen his ass before. This is what it is. So I don't know. He's not a fucking spy at this point, honestly. But yeah, if I was gonna accuse somebody of some shit like that, I definitely want to have like verified proof of like them actually having like ties to whoever at that point. Then because I'm not just gonna make an accusation like that and just have it be, then it turns into a whole thing where they're like, well, maybe you're the fucking spy or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it just becomes a whole shit show at that point. So it's not worth it, honestly, unless you have like verified proof of like them communicating with someone else or whatever the case be then. So yeah, unfortunately it's not worth it. So until it is, obviously. So nice 425 speed ups and stuff. Grab my I think I'm gonna jump over here right now, so that way I'm closer to the inner part of this. So if I do end up getting hit, it would be them having to go through some other people to get to me, really, is what it is. So, which is the best way to do shit like that, honestly. Because that way it's like, nah, fuck you. So, but yeah, it's the whole thing. As it is, they gave us a Thanksgiving deal here for a thing for the next couple of days, is what it is here. So, which is cool. We also got 7 days of survival currently going. What else we got coming up right now for this? Let's see. So we got. Okay. Ooh, cool. We got Lucille's game finally coming back in a couple of days. Ooh. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Apparently, for this Lucille's game, the main rewards are going to be vouchers for Axel, Tyrese, and Maggie, respectively. Well, that's cool, man. I wonder if I changed out anything, if it would do anything different or not. Yeah, let's see what we got coming up here. Got a cumulative upkeep, which is the one that you're paying money to get vehicle tokens. Got Scavenge Rush starting the same day. Lucille's game starts the same day. Supply Fever starts the same day. That's another pay-to-win game. Survivor Supplies. That's one of the ones you basically pay $2K to get, like I think it's a 5-pack of Survival Reset Medals. What it is there, and some other shit. And then we got a Wheel of Fortune. Or sorry, not Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Survival. Same thing. And then Rescue Rick is coming back again. Dude, I can't wait to get to Season X and they start having fucking Militia Ricks in those. Because right now it's not as good without good old Militia Rick. So, yeah, that's what it is right now. As it is, my current one is maxed to 8 stars is what it is. And I know when I get to that next level, it would go up to 10, I believe what it is, and I have enough to do him up a little bit then. Because right now, the experience from defeating walkers on the map is 140 plus, or plus 140% experience overall. So, that's just regular Rick, by the way. It's not Militia Rick. That would be Epic Rick that you start out with early on in the game. Which is funny to me because the character, it's like, dude's carrying around a super long-ass shotgun. Looks like it's at least, it actually kind of looks like an over-under, honestly. That would be probably a 22-inch barrel, I'm guessing, on that thing. Most likely. And then he has a small hatchet that looks like the axe handle is taped down with a fucking bandana. So, I'm guessing it's coming loose or whatever. Thing is with hatchets or axes like that and stuff, when you're putting the heads on those, I actually found out how you do that, and it's basically you have to like treat the wood is what it is there, and then you essentially just like take like a super hot axe head like into a forge right over there, and you're just like pounding the motherfucker down onto wood, and you're essentially like burning the wood around it is what it is there. So it's kind of it's almost similar to how they do horseshoes is what it is there, where they have to like press it to the horse's hoof is what it is or whatever, to like kind of like do like a burn pattern or whatever it is there, and then that way they can like hammer it down and stuff. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, the problem with people doing the hatchet thing like that is they don't always do a good job or whatever, or over time, like it just starts to come loose or whatever there. So it might have to be a situation of you having to put something like in it somehow to like stabilize the shit or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I always thought it was interesting though when it came to The Walking Dead with that red machete little deal, whatever there. Because I don't think they ever did show who got the red machete after the fact then. Since obviously it was originally the girl and her family some other dude that actually got killed because of it, because he couldn't get out of the box or whatever fast enough. And then eventually it was her and her family acquiring it. And then she ended up leaving it, or ended up getting through everybody else, go to Rick and stuff like that. And eventually it was found again by her later on, like sometime down the line in the apocalypse when she was alone then. And then she ended up leaving it at like some farmstead or whatever, and then it was picked up by like who the hell knows who it was, because they never did follow up with who actually that person was. If it was Alpha, if it was fucking Someone else for that matter that they just never showed. Like, who knows? But it would have been nice if they'd actually showed that, though. They continued on with that storyline, potentially in like one of the main series or whatever. But they didn't, and that's kind of the folly of that series entirely, is what it is, dude, because you have excellent abilities to do stuff and you just like completely fail out is what it is there for some reason. It's like I just don't get why. It doesn't make any sense why. It really doesn't. So like there's 0 point to not like expand upon, you know, whatever it is at that point then. So just craziness. Kind of silly actually, as well for that matter. So but again, it's semantics, bro. It is what it is. And you really can't fix that, unfortunately, and it's just people being dumb. So, oh, nice. We're doing an expansion build right now that I did not even know was going on, so. Yeah, we got 11 hours on this bitch right now. Hell yeah, I'm gonna leave my fucking shit in there. Huh. Okay, looks like everybody's pulling up there. Various ones. Dude, there's like nobody with fucking. And then you got this jackass right here that's already been told, like, don't throw fucking sharpshooters in there, just wasting time. And he has 2 fucking sharpshooter formations that could easily just be fucking cavalry. Like, that's even worse. So stupid. So stupid. Yeah, everybody's got like T9 cavalry and stuff like that, dude. I'm like the only T10 fucking cavalry right now, dude. This is pathetic right now, what I'm saying. Unless some of these guys. No, this guy's. Jesus. How is there so many fucking T8s currently? Oh, no, there's one guy that has T10 cavalry. Let's see. One. Yeah, I'm seeing 1 T10 cavalry so far. And the ones I'm looking at that are here for a while, I guess. There's a melee. Bunch of T9 cavalry is what it is. Oh, there's a second T10 cavalry. So that's 2. Yeah, so mostly people want probably sharpshooters first, is what it seems like. For their T10s. Yeah, the ones that are T10s seem to be melees. No, sorry, I know there's a third T10 cavalry. It's 4. Let's see. Some other dumbass with some sharpshooters in there. Another melee. There's a 5th T10 cavalry right there. That's the most right now so far. That one is melees. Melee, melee. Yeah, it's all T9s, and then it's melees for the T10s, it seems like. Oh, there's another 6. That would be 6 now for T10 cavalries. More melee, more melee, more melee. T9, melee, T10. Dumbass sending all sharpshooter formation to the fucking thing. Yeah, I think these are the goddamn spies in our fucking thing because they're just screwing us out of how much time it takes to do this shit. We're supposed to be building fast, motherfuckers. Bunch of fucking clowns, dude. The problem with sending looks like there's about 7 T10 melees. Or T10 cavalries, I should say. And then that would be number 8, basically. But yeah, the problem with sending sharpshooters in any formation to the thing is that you're dumb. Because what is actually happening there is it's basically forcing people to rely on your dumbass to do something. And the issue there is that it's basically pissing away time and money to send those, because for every point a sharpshooter does for building, you have melee do, I think it's like 2 or 3, and you have cavalry do like 10 or something. So it's just retarded, is what it is. Oh, that was another thing. For this Thanksgiving week or whatever, they gave us a Thanksgiving login event here, where the first day was 10 long ranges, second day was 1 thing of 2K rubies, third day is 8 pairs of pliers, fourth day is 500 minutes of speed ups, fifth day is 5 car keys, basically. Day 6 is 5,000 experience, 5 of them, and then the 7th and final day is 8 boxing gloves, 100 badge fragments, and 100 adhesive tape, which is not, like, I don't really understand the adhesive tape thing on that one. It makes no sense to me, honestly, but, like, if anything, what it should have been was that last thing. It should have been 8 to 10 boxing gloves, even. It really should be more like 10, honestly, if not like 20, even for that matter. And then a couple 100 badge fragments. And then even on top of that, it should have been like a voucher for whatever kind of badge you would want then. That would be like a legendary or an epic or something then. So, or even a dog skill for that matter would have been nice on that one, because I've done that before in the past. So, but anyway, unfortunately, that's not to be right now. Still got 4 more days in the Smash the Scarecrow hacky sacks too. I need to get my stuff on that one as well, because I need to do a bunch of things there's going to be. So anyway, but yeah, it's a bunch of shit, honestly, dude, and it's really fucking annoying when you have shit like that, really. So, because there's no need for it. You could do very much easily better stuff, and you're just choosing not to, is what it is. Because again, that's another thing. Like, yeah, it's nice that they down the how much it costs to do things in the scavenge rush, which it'll be interesting to see how that equates to getting all the Tyrese milestones and stuff like that for the flashlights. If they down it by like half or what it is there, which would be nice if that were the case, because then you can actually get like all of them then immediately, as it would be then. So, because as right now, I know in my Season X ones, it was like 320 million or something like that was the top ones for the days. And then I think in the Season 8 region that I'm in right now for the secondary region, it was like, I think the top one was like 225 mil or something like that. So we'll see if those get lowered at all, or if they remain pretty much the same. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit all the way around, though. That being said, I need to go do my... I just realized it's after 11 right now, so I gotta go do my last dog stuff of the day, so I can finally get the shit done on the main one that I didn't get done earlier. And go from there. I think I have enough rubies sitting around right now where I could do Lucille's game in a couple days, too. Yeah, I got like 24,000 here is what it is. Or wait. 5, so that'd be... Yeah, like 24,000. So I could at least do a couple extra buy-ins for Negan, for Lucille hits and stuff like that. So that'd be good. And then, like I said, with my secondary region, I basically kept a bunch of those Lucille game tokens around. So waiting for it to get better stuff in there. Hopefully this, with Season 8 now, it will be that way and it'll be up to whatever, but who knows? Because before all this, up to Season 7, it was like, I think 8 long ranges what you got per thing versus the Season 10s. It was legitimately fucking like 24. So yeah, they were definitely figuring out a way to screw you over for sure on that one. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you can't sit there and tell me, like, honestly, they're not trying to fuck over, like, the lower accounts and stuff like that when they're actively. I was literally just grabbing this 31 for myself, and this idiot just, like, hit the fucking thing to go to it now. I don't know if it'll knock me out there or not. I legitimately just tagged it, like, right before he fucking sent his formation out there, so maybe not. We shall see here. So. No, he's still coming at me, so let me see if I can change that one, then if that be the case. I'll just give it to him then to fucking gather them on it. I'm not trying to be a dick here, so. But at the same time, like, I technically was there first, so there is that. But anyway, it's whatever. Let's see. I think it was this guy right here, I believe. Or no, it would have been. Shit, which guy was it now? Fuck. This guy, maybe? I think maybe this guy. Yeah, I think it was that guy. Whatever. No, that one's only got an hour and a half left on that. Go over here and grab this one. Nope, it's only got 12 hours left on it. Jesus Christ, people. Fucking hell, man. Okay, there we go. I got 6.5 days left on it right now. That's the only thing I hate about these fucking scavenge sites is they only have, like, I think they start out with like 6 days and like 20 hours or something to begin with, or something like that. That's what it is. Like maximum level is what it is, or something like that. So it's not even like a full week or whatever. And yeah, it sucks ass when you have to deal with fucking stupid shit. That's what it is, like that, dude. So it's a real pain in the asshole is what it is. But anyway, I had a pretty good chat last night with somebody for a little while. So thankfully he's doing good now. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah, it's like a whole bunch of stuff, dude. I'll tell you what, if it ain't one thing, it's another at this point, honestly, with everybody going on. And it's like, yeah, if it's not something going on with me, it's something going on with one of the other guys. So hopefully I'll be able to get out of here though pretty soon and mosey on down the road when it comes to everything. But it all depends on exactly when we can actually move me out of here and get to the other place and shit like that then. So go check this voicemail real quick. No, okay, it's just asking me to call her back then apparently. Yeah, I'll do that later today. That's what it is then. Oh, man. Oof. Nice. Got a anvil on that one account. Oh, man. Jesus. I think I need to eat something now because that second blast of gas basically just showed me how truly empty my stomach is right now. So finally finished watching Cobra Kai. the final set of episodes that they released for this year. I think they're supposed to be doing another 5 or something for next year, some stupid bullshit like that, which is so dumb to me. It's like, why don't you just release the whole goddamn thing at once, you fucking douchebags? So the fucking on people's shit is what it is like that. So yeah, it's just a bunch of stupid bullshit is what it is, dude. And but yeah, the one guy finally got his comeuppance is what it was there. Which I was really hoping somebody else would take his ass out personally, but didn't happen that way, unfortunately. So it is what it is. And although it was kind of ironic how he went full retard basically, and then learned what being full retard is. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a pretty good series though. Overall, I mean, I don't like the fact that some of the kids that were part of it or whatever thought it was a good idea to go full retard on their own and go like full abortion and shit like that. When it's like, bro, like nobody gives a fuck what your opinion on that shit is. Like, go act, motherfucker. If I wanted your opinion on something, I'd ask you for it, dude. So, yeah, it's just them being retarded, basically, is what it is. Thinking their fucking opinion on anything matters is what it is there. So, yeah, it's unfortunate that people are that stupid. But, again, they are. And we all have that stuff, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's like nobody really gives a fuck what you think, Miguel. So, where that chick that played Tori was another one of them and stuff. And it's like, yeah, nobody gives a fuck what you think. They're Peyton List. So, it's kind of like the same shit with who was that woman? Jesus, Martha Plimpton, the one that played in the Goonies. I remember years ago, because I actually was a fan of her at one point until she went. I forget exactly. I'm not sure exactly what she was doing either at the time. It was something like random. I don't know if it was like a Planned Parenthood event or what the hell it was she was at. But she was like talking to a room full of, it was like, I think chicks, mostly chicks, and I want to say some guys, maybe too for that matter. I mean, it was like a Young Americans kind of thing or something like that or whatever it was there. And she had the audacity to go out and was basically bitching and moaning about, oh, over at this place is where I had my best abortion ever. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I was seriously taken aback. I'm like, wait, what? And yeah, like she goes into like this whole fucking tirade about like how great it was to like kill this kid and how professional the fucking baby killers were and shit like that. And what's fucked up is then you go back into time and history and you figure out that whose kid she actually killed. She was fucking River Phoenix at the time. So she literally destroyed his legacy. And some people said they think that might be why he killed himself then, is because he found out she killed his kid. And he just figured, fuck it, like, you know, just go. Because I want to say his was like an OD or something like that, or like a mix of like prescription drugs and like alcohol or something like that mixture together. I could see that being the case. Honestly, that would make sense. Because you're like, yeah, dude, like, what's worth living now that when this woman just killed my child, you know? And it's fucked up to think about that might have been the reason why he took his own life then, if that be the case. But, it would be very sad if that were the case, honestly. And yeah, it's absolutely disgusting when fucking Hollywood loves to push like that, dude. And it's like, again, like all these little punk ass young kids coming up in Hollywood, dude. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck with your opinions on anything, dude. Like, just shut your goddamn mouth and act, you idiot. Like, you're there to act and nothing else. You're a fucking trained circus monkey, motherfucker. Legitimately. So, again, if I wanted these idiots' opinion on someone to ask for it, I don't want it. That's the whole point. Like, I want to be entertained. And that's my thing too with a lot of these Hollywood actors and stuff like that, dude. It's like, hey, if you want to be an activist, dude, then give up your fucking millions of dollars, become a poor motherfucker, and then go be an activist. Don't be sitting there bitching and moaning while you're sitting there living in a fucking $20 million mansion or some shit like that, and you have no fucking clue what it's like to come out here and buy eggs or milk or butter or any kind of grocery for that matter, and then want to bitch about like the prices of groceries and stuff, dude. You're just a fucking scumbag piece of shit in general. Just like that dumb fucking asshole Joe Scarborough, who was during the election cycle there, he was bitching about something, and then he was talking about the price of butter, or whatever the case be, and was like, oh, you know, butter's only like $3, or whatever the case be, and his wife, that Mika Brzezinski chick, who actually apparently does some of their grocery shopping, or at least has her aides do it anyway, and looks at the bills after the fact, was like, bro, it's like $7. And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, like this butter is like $7 we get. And like he was just taken aback that it was like over double what he fucking thought it was. And it's like, yeah, because these people are so out of touch with everything, dude. They're out of touch with goddamn reality, what it is there. And they think that anybody gives a shit about their stupid fucking opinions on things. And it's like, no, we don't, dude, because you're not a regular fucking human at that point, bro. You are this wannabe elitist piece of shit who thinks your fucking shit don't stink, when in reality it stinks worse than most people's at that point. And then you want to sit there and bitch and moan about stuff, and it's like, you're literally advocating for child murder, dude. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. So, yeah. And like the one thing about it is too, like, unlike some of these people, like I believe that Peyton List chick will go on to do other things, because obviously she's already started doing that school spirit shows, what it is and stuff, versus the guy that plays Miguel, that Zolo or Xylo or what the fuck his name is there. That dude ain't going to do shit after that show, dude. That's gonna be the show he's gonna be known for forever, is what it is now. And he will never go into Hollywood and do anything else after this. And even if he does, it'll be like fucking Daniel Radcliffe, where it takes him like 30 fucking years to like get away from the Harry Potter image and stuff like that. So, and that's the problem when you have like a child actor, like, so it's like the same thing with Carl Grimes, dude. The kid that played Carl Grimes there is what it was, that Chandler Riggs or whatever it is. That dude's going to be the same way. He's going to be forever known as Carl Grimes. Like, he'll never not live that down now, is what it is. And it's kind of sad when you think about it, because a lot of these kids, they could be decent actors or actresses, but because they're typecast so early on in their respective roles and stuff like that, they can just never get out of that role, is what it is. And so you're basically constantly stuck in this fucked up role of, like, you know, a little kid in the zombie apocalypse, or a fucking, you know, teenager in the zombie apocalypse, whatever it is there. And that's what you're known for. And then everybody else after the fact is like, oh, okay, like this is what this dude is now, or whatever. Even though they like may have gone past that and done like many other things after that or whatever. Like they're never going to live that first role down, is what it is there. And so, yeah, that's why a lot of them just stop acting, is what it is then, because they know they're not going to get ahead, or they know, or even worse, if they do, you know, get other roles after that, they'll be like a weird typecast character then, where it's, you know, now you're like this badass kid over here doing badass shit over here or something like that. That's what it'll be. And so, yeah, it basically becomes a whole shit show then, where they can just never get ahead, essentially, because they're always going to be in that perpetual, like, typecast type of ability there. And it does kind of suck for them, because then it basically like limits their future potentials, what it is there, because, you know, like, you don't know that kid doesn't have the range to be like, you know, a serious emotional actor or something like that down the road, in like some like drama or some like action thriller, whatever it is there. So, you know, instead you're just going to typecast him as just like this kind of fighter type or whatever now. Which, the one thing that I've noticed about Cobra Kai was they actually did let those kids kind of run the gauntlet, is what it was, on like emotion stuff, is what it is not and whatnot. So they were not bad. At least some of them anyway. Some of them are just shit actors anyway, but that's a different story altogether. But yeah, I was actually looking at when I was watching the last episodes there of Cobra Kai for this season there. The guy that plays Robbie in that show, I could totally see him playing like a young Jason David Frank in something, like a young Green Ranger, basically, in like a biopic or some shit like that. Like he wouldn't be like spot on like JDF, but he's like close enough really to where what Jason David Frank looked like back in the 90s and stuff. He comes close to the way his hair gets slicked back and shit like that's what it is. So, and I know he's in his like I think early 20s if I'm not mistaken. Let me go check that real quick to confirm on that one. I know that's another thing. I know the kid that played Miguel on that show was only like 18 or 19 or something then. And it's like, yeah, because I really give a shit about your fucking retarded ass Gen Z opinion there, buddy. So yeah, it's just fucking dumb is what it is. But anyway. Oh, they actually had Britt Baker, I guess, in the last couple episodes too of this this second half of the thing is what it is there. Yeah. Yeah, Zolo or Xylo. Mara Daria is the kid that plays Miguel. And he is... Oh, he's actually 23. Why did I think he was way younger than that? Even still, like, dude, you're 23 years old. Like, I give a fuck about your dumbass opinion about anything. Oh, yeah, that's right. He played Blue Beetle, too, in the 2020. Okay. So that was his, yeah. So they're already typecasting me shit like that, dude, is what it is, because it's like you're already typecasting as like an action type of guy or whatever, potentially. Yeah, Tanner Buchanan is the guy that plays Robbie. And then Jacob Bartrand, I think I pronounce the guy's name, is the dude that plays Eli/Hawk, which I could easily see that dude, like this being like his entire claim to fame after this then. So, and that dude's 24. Because, yeah, he did a few things before this, but yeah, his real claim to fame is like legitimately Cobra Kai. Oh, he's voicing a show, a cartoon show called Bat Wheels as the Batmobile. So yeah, that's what that's what that kid's gonna be fucking relegated to, would be like voice acting roles and shit. So, like I said, I think that Peyton List chick is the most of all of them that's gonna be like a known actress after this, and that's what it is. But then again, she's also one of these people that's advocating for child murder is what it is there. And I can see that that Mary Moser that played Ralph Macchio's daughter in the show. I could pretty much see her being like this being her pretty much only real role after this whole thing's said and done. I didn't realize that chick is 28. Holy shit. Damn, dude. Jesus. What did she really do before this, though? Oh, she had like some voice acting roles. Yeah, she had some voice acting roles and some stuff where she was like a one-time role in like some show or whatever it was there, like a little like no-name movie, basically. They made a Cobra Kai video game. That's fucking funny, dude. I didn't know that was even a thing, dude. Oh, okay, apparently they made 2 video games here. They made one in 2020 called Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid Saga Continues. And then they made a sequel called Cobra Kai 2 Dojo's Rising, where she voiced herself in the show. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, according to what this is saying here, it's like a side scroller or whatever there. Let's see, what was this on even? Let's see, it was released on Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Was the first one, and the second one was released on Nintendo Switch, Xbox 4, or yeah, PlayStation 4, Xbox, yeah. So So the first one was released on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And the sequel one was Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows via Steam, Xbox One, and Xbox Series XS. So that's funny. I wonder how much that cost to buy. I'm assuming it's like probably like 40, $50 like most Nintendo Switch games are. Which is so crazy to me because I remember when I was a kid, man, growing up, we had an original Game Boy, and we paid like, I think it was like $15 or $20 for a game back then. And then it was like when I was in my like teen/20s here, and we were getting in the early 30s here is what it is. We were getting in like the DS games. Then it was like, it went from like, I think it was like 20 or so when I was a kid, and then it was like 25 in my teens or so for like the Game Boy Advance games or something like that. And then it became like 30 and then like 35. And then I want to say the last DS game I played, it was like 35 or 40 for those games. And now it's like 55 or 60 per game, dude. And I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, they really need to down the goddamn price of these fucking games with this, dude. Back down to like a manageable price for people to buy them in. So, yeah, let's see how old everybody is in this show. So that Mary Moser chick is 28. Peyton List is 26. And then the guy that plays Eli is 24. Dude that plays Miguel is 23. And the guy that plays Robbie is 25. Wait, that guy was born in Ohio? That's interesting. Huh. So yeah, he'll be 26 come December is what it is then. That's cool. I didn't realize that dude was born in Ohio. That's always good to know. Yeah, and that dude had a little bit of claim to fame before that. Like, he was obviously in that Designated Survivor series and stuff like that. And then, yeah, hasn't really done much since then is what it is. Just been Cobra Kai and stuff pretty much. Apparently he did a movie this year called How to Date Billy Welsh or Walsh. The fuck? British teen romantic comedy. Oh, so it was like a direct Amazon. It was basically it was one of those like basically direct to video things, except it was direct to Amazon Prime in this case. So yeah, it's basically about like some doucher fucking British guy who's in love with some chick who's like either Indian or Middle Eastern, and then this asshole comes in from America and is like, "How's it going, everybody?" And the chick's all like, "Oh yeah." So yeah, I'm not gonna spend like any time of my life to watch this piece of shit. Oh Jesus. The guy that played Raj in The Big Bang Theory was part of this piece of crap too. Like, yeah, there's no way I'd ever watch that piece of shit, honestly, just based on that alone, dude. I fucking hate that guy so much. So, but yeah, he did. Yeah, the guy's done a little bit of work here and there. So, but yeah, I could definitely see like some of these actor kids that played in this series too, like the guy that played Kenny and shit. I could definitely see that motherfucker going on and do nothing after this. So, because that dude is not even a good actor at all. Like, he's really not. Like, he don't got shit for fucking acting skills, bro. So, or like the kid that played Anthony LaRusso and stuff. That kid can't act for shit either. So I could easily see him being gone after this whole thing. The chick that was Yasmin in that show is another one of these characters that's like a do nothing, so forth and so on. So Actually, the ones I could actually see going on to get real fame at some point down the road would be the kids that were like the like background actors and stuff like that, like the Miyagi-Do kids or like the Eagle Fang kids, whatever it was there. I could see those people being the ones that get like claim to fame later on. People are just like, where'd they get their start? Oh, it's over here in Cobra Kai. And it was like one fucking episode is like just some random motherfucker or whatever. So, because that would actually make sense, logically speaking. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. One thing I will say, though, is it's kind of ridiculous when you look at some of this stuff and see how differently things could be or should be. And, again, like, you have these people that just want to do nothing and get ahead, basically, and just, again, they don't give a fuck about you or your family or your situation. They just want to sit there and be out of touch and stuff like that. It was like, I was watching a video last night on X where it was this chick talking about, I think it was supposed to be that Wicked movie or whatever it was. And it was like some interviewer lady talking to the stars of that shit or whatever it was and mentioning something about some really gay ass song or something being used by a bunch of gay people now or something like that. And this woman's like, oh, really? I didn't even know that was going on. And it's like, yeah, because you don't fucking pay attention, you stupid bitch. You don't give a shit about your fucking fan base. Because if you did, you'd actually know this thing was happening. So, yeah, it's just like, again, it just shows the complete just divide of like rich versus poor, Hollywood elites versus everyday people kind of thing is what it is there. And it's fucking disgusting is what it is, dude. It really is. Because it just shows what kind of pieces of shit these people really are, honestly, is what it is, dude. And why you should totally fucking hate their asses is what it is. So, anyway. But yeah, on that note, though, I think I'm probably going to call it a day on that one because I'm pretty tired and I got to get this stuff done real quick and going to take a nap for a few hours and then get up later and make a call to people I'm going to go have. Fuck, my mind's blanking out what I'm saying right now. Yeah, I'm going to go give a call to the people I'm going to have dinner with. Thanksgiving, figure out what's going on there is what it is, and then get on that road, basically. I think, honestly, it's probably going to be a situation of being asked, like, if I'm over at the new place or not, would be my assumption right now, but because I'm not, honestly, right now, I need to go. Need to make sure they know that and know, hey, like, if you're going to have somebody come pick me up, it's going to be at my old house right now is what it is for the time being, because again, I have no idea when I'm moving into the new place right now is what it is. There was talk of doing it this weekend, but now it's basically, you know, all the weather changing and everything like that. It's not too bad out right now, but like at the same time, it's just, I haven't gotten the keys to the place, haven't been able to get the money to the new landlord is what it is there. So it's like, everything's just kind of in flux right now is what it is. And it's, yeah, it's very, very much just like, you know, weird, if you will. So I assume it'll be later tonight. We'll do stuff or something. I don't know. But who the fuck knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, man. It's whatever. Again, it's all up in the air as far as I'm concerned right now. So it's just a matter of time to find out what's going on. But anyway. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit, honestly. And it really just goes down to be, you know, you don't know until you know kind of thing. And until you know what's up, then you got, you know, different stuff going on is what it is there. So I do think, I think the funniest thing about this season of Cobra Kai was the fact that we had people like Britt Baker in it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, because it's not it's like so unexpected is what it is, dude. Like, it made no sense at all, really, is what it is. And you're just like, what? Like, what is this shit? Because it even took me a minute to recognize that chick and be like, oh, I know who that is. So, yeah, she's not a bad actress either, but she's not great at the same time, if that makes any sense. So, She has her moments, but it's not nothing really to write home about kind of deal. So, but yeah, that final episode of that season though, for this second 5 or whatever it is there, was pretty fucking interesting. And like I said, I was hoping for a little more when it came to the one douchebag getting his comeuppance and stuff like that, because really it should have been like somebody else just taking this motherfucker out, because he pissed off so many other people at that point. Like I was legitimately waiting for somebody to just kick his fucking head off at that point. Legitimately, dude, just like kick him so hard in like the throat or something, just kills him, whatever. So unfortunately, it didn't happen. I'm not going to spoil what did happen, but needless to say, he doesn't make it through that episode. So I'll leave it at that, basically. And yeah, he's enough of an asshole to where he deserved to die, honestly, is what it is there. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Unfortunately, you know, some people are just meant to be douchebags, is what it is. So, but yeah, he was definitely a fucking toolbox in general in that entire series. So, like I said, for him to go out the way he did in that show is pretty interesting. And at the same time, it's almost, I feel like they almost wrote it so it would be kind of like that, where it's, you know, kind of like the cockiness get you kind of deal or whatever there. So, and that's the big thing too, by the way, is like there's a difference between confidence and cockiness, and like thinking you're the shit or whatever the case be when you know, obviously aren't. So, and those are the people that really do need to get humbled in our society, where it's like, yeah, you wanna sit there and fuck around, buddy? You're time to find out, bitch. So, I will say one thing though, looking back at the history of Cobra Kai now for the last, what is it, 7 years now that show started to go, give or take now, I think is what it was. I think it was like 2017-ish or so. 18. Okay. So yeah, so 6 years, give or take. So yeah, that means that guy that was Miguel was like legit 17 when that show started. And some of those other people were like already like in their early 20s, and then they have since just gotten older, is what it is there. Which I will say one thing though, the one thing that did bother me about this set of 5 that they put out this time around, there was so many fucks and shits, dude, when there didn't need to be. Because like you look at like the other, like the first several seasons of the show, and there was like no cursing at all, really, is what it was. Or next, like maybe there was like one or two here and there is what it is, and it was like Johnny or something saying like, you know, oh, you're a dumb fuck or whatever. I'm not even saying dumb fuck. He was like, yeah, you're a dumb shit or something like that, maybe. And but as far as I'm aware, there was no F-bombs being dropped in that entire series up until like the last season or so. Here's what it is, and it's almost like they knew that, and they're just like trying to like overexert it now is what it is, if that makes any sense. Like you're trying to like overuse it now is what it is. So, but yeah, it's just wild, dude, and it's kind of sad at the same time, because it's just like, yeah, there's no need for this, bro. Like, why are you doing this? So, like, I could see honestly, like maybe like 1 or 2 here and there when it would actually be called for, but in most cases they're not called for. They're just like doing it to do it, really is what it is, and it's just like, this is just weird. Like, it just feels weird, honestly. So, I don't know. It's whatever, but yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how they play the final 5 now, given how they ended this 10th episode and stuff. Which I assume it'll be whoever fighting for the glory and all that stuff. So, who knows? But anyway. I am kind of sad that they didn't just have Kreese kill Silver though. That would have been kind of cool. But yeah, they didn't go down that route, unfortunately. But it's whatever. So yeah, semantics, honestly. But yeah, one thing I will say though is that it's very interesting that you had like one thing I will give as like a spoiler and shit is poop scene is what I'll call it right now, which I don't understand the shit with Hollywood, dude. Like their fascination with like literal shit is what it is. And the only thing I can think is it's got to be like some like weird like I think it's like two things. I think it's like humiliation ritual stuff, which is their like weird like sacrifice crap, whatever there. But then also, it's like kind of goes back to like shit demons or whatever kind of deal there. And I think that's kind of what it might be, honestly, is it might just be them like pushing that crap is what it is. Because it is like so many people that are demonically possessed in that fucking Satanist hellhole, if you will. It just feels it feels like unnecessary, honestly, dude. Like every time I see one of those things in like a movie or a TV show, I'm just like, why does this exist here? Like this adds nothing to the plot. Like, oh, you're making fun of some dude for shitting his pants. Like, it's like Jesus Christ, people. Like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Kind of thing is what it is, dude. Seriously, it's fucked up, man. But yeah, I don't know. I could see, like I said, I could see a few of these people being like, do nothing enough to where they are. This is going to be like their only role ever, kind of thing is what it is there. And they'll just never be heard from again after this is what it is there. Like I could honestly see something where it's like 20 years from now, you have like some dude that was in Cobra Kai, like that kid Bert, etc., going out there and being at like some kind of Comic Con or whatever it is, and it's like, meet the guy that was in Cobra Kai, and it's like this dude that was in there like as like just some random like background character that got like a few lines throughout the series, what it is, and it's like, yeah, because we're going to meet this asshole, not fucking like William Zabka or somebody else better than that, obviously. So it's like, I really want to meet this fucking fourth rate actor over here, kind of thing is what it is. It's like, nah, I'll pass, bro. Thanks. So yeah, it's a whole thing, man. But I don't know. It is what it is, man. Like I said, it's semantics is what it is to be in. So and I'm not trying to like give shit to this kid either, for that matter. Like, he's not a bad actor. He's just not great, is what it is, you know. Like, there's better actors in this series entirely. So anyway, also the one thing I don't think they ever actually addressed it or not, which is how that Stingray guy was able to beat up children in the one season and get away with it. Like, especially in the state of California, for God's sakes, dude. Like, that seems like he'd be definitely in, butt pounding prison forever, so it is there. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, it's just kind of like, what the hell kind of deal there, But anyway, like I said, that is what it is, man. But yeah, that guy was kind of a clown ass character in that show. At the same time, he actually was a decent character, though. And that actor guy that played the role is actually a pretty decent actor in real life. So he was Richard Jewell in that Richard Jewell movie and a few other things like that. Which, by the way, if you've never actually heard that story, what that's actually based on, Dude, that's such a messed up story in general, and like really shows why the entire federal government needs to fuck off a cliff. Legitimately, is what it is. Because you have this dude. I'll actually explain the story here for a couple minutes for those who don't know it. So basically, back in I think it was '96, I want to say, give or take. It might have been '98 though. I think it was '96 because it was supposed to be whatever Olympics it was that time of history or whatever. And so you had this guy who was a security guard named Richard Jewell who had gone on to do. He was called up to basically be like security for this Olympic event that was going on at the time, or whatever. And I think it was in Georgia, but I could be wrong about that one. But yeah, so basically he was a security guy who just happened to stumble upon the fact that there was an actual bomb planted at the games and alerted a bunch of people, saved like a fuck ton of people, actually. I'm talking about like hundreds of people, if not thousands of people would have died otherwise if it wasn't for this guy's, intervention and stuff like that. And so he, saved a bunch of people's lives, was hailed a hero, and then like almost immediately after that, you got the fucking Fed boys up his ass that are all like, oh, this guy totally planted this shit here, and was like basically making his life out to be a living hell and stuff like that, and acting as if he was a suspect and shit. As it turned out, it was a totally different guy. I believe it was the same guy that was actually bombing Planned Parenthood at that time in history, who ended up being a like serial like Unabomber type or whatever then. And yeah, it turned out that this was one of that guy's devices was left behind and shit. But it wasn't until like years later, and then they never did give Richard Jewell his like true payday, like he should have gotten for wrongful arrest, wrongful harassment, etc. there. And yeah, this guy pretty much like, as far as my understanding is, he either ate himself to death or he basically like was in the bottom of a bottle by the time it was all said and done. And that's what basically caused him to have like, I think a stroke or a heart attack in his like mid 40s or so, give or take. And so yeah, it was really a messed up story in general, dude, for Richard Jewell, because the thing is, that guy really was a true hero. Like he was just an everyday guy that was working security and just happened to stumble upon like a legit terrorist attack in the making and prevented that shit from happening, basically. Like prevented it from killing a ton of people. And how did the fucking government respond? Oh, let's smear this guy's name. Let's act as if he's the fucking bomber and shit, when there's literally no proof of this at all. And yeah, just completely ruined this man's life. And it's so fucked up, dude. And like I said, that's the problem with our government entirely, is what it is, dude. And that's exactly why they all need to be fucking put in jail themselves at this point in many cases. And we just take it all down as what it is there and start fresh. Which, truthfully, at this point in history, like being almost the 240th anniversary of the United States of America, it really is time to do that, dude. Just take it all, just rip it all down to fucking bare bones and the founding pillars of this fucking nation, and then rebuild from there, dude, as a constitutional republic again. Because we're not going to do that, and we're going to keep kicking this can down the road of all the fuckery and everything else like that, dude, nothing's ever going to change. So, but anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Cobra Kai's a pretty good series, though. It has its moments anyway. Some of the stuff is definitely realistic. Some of the stuff is kind of over the top, I think, a little bit in some cases. One thing I will say, though, is good on them for actually getting a bunch of people who actually know how to fucking do martial arts to play in that series. Because that is one thing with some other people. They would just be like, oh, no, we're going to do this thing or that thing, whatever it is there, and not give a fuck. Versus this series actually does its job enough to where they're like, okay, cool, we're actually going to do this thing is what it is there. And it's actually them doing what needs to be done to, show that they do care and want to see people get ahead and stuff like that is what it is there. So I do appreciate on that aspect of things to where it's actually gonna, show the ins and outs of karate and stuff like that. Which I think, truthfully, I don't believe like some of the kick stuff that they're doing in the show in the last season here though is technically legit karate. I think it's more like either taekwondo or some other like BJJ or something like that kind of deal is what it is there. So it definitely feels like there is some other stuff going on there that's not quite totally what they're claiming it should be. And that being said, however, it is pretty good though. It is pretty good for what it is. So, like I said, I think it's decent, is what it is, and I think it's definitely worth the watch if you haven't watched it, especially if you can watch it for free. Because there is those ways to do that. I won't tell you where, but there is a bunch of sites out there to check that stuff out and see all the high seasons what it is there. So, because I'm sure it's not paying those bastards at Netflix a fucking dime for this shit, because it can go eat my ass at that point, bro. So, the people are fucking scumbags. So, anyway. Especially when they did the whole like, oh, you can't share your passwords or we're going to down your accounts and stuff and all this other shit. Like, it's like, go fuck yourself, dude. At least somebody's paying for it, you ass wipes. You greedy fucks. So, but yeah, that's exactly what I think cost them in the long run, was a lot of people just being like, you know what, fuck you then. And then, yeah. And that's exactly what we were looking at right now is what it is, where you got people like myself who are just like, you know what, fuck you, I'm not giving you people a dime ever. It's like, I'll take your fucking product and watch it, period. Eat my ass, bitch. So, but yeah, it's the whole thing. So anyway, but yeah, it is what it is though. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because, it's a whole thing. But one of these days I need to get caught up on that Outer Banks show again, because I watched I think it was about halfway into the second season, and I just kind of, I think I kind of spoiled myself on it a little bit because I look forward to what was actually happening of the rest of the season and the third season and stuff like that, and then I just kind of was like, because you're reading spoilers ahead kind of things what it is there, and it's it's not a bad series, just certain episodes need to be a little bit shorter, I think, in that show, because it really is a long ass series, dude. It's legit hour-long episodes and stuff like that, and it feels and some of them definitely feel like they're an hour plus at that point, because it just takes so damn long to get anywhere from momentum wise and stuff like that, and it's just kind of just dragging on, if you will. But yeah, and that's the problem with stuff like that. Just eventually does become a drag, is what it is. If you're gonna drag on for X amount of time, whatever it is, there, it's it does become a drag at some point, dude. So anyway, but and really just a drain too, for that matter. So, but yeah, it's not a bad series though. It's just like I said, the pacing could be a little faster. And that's another one of those shows too that they want to act like it's all whatever and stuff, where in reality you got fucking a bunch of college age kids, or even older for that matter, playing fucking high schoolers and shit. Oh, what the fuck? Huh. Okay, looks like we're taking comms at some point here. Did anybody say anything is the question. I don't see anything being said. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing people mark shit, but I'm not seeing things actually being like timers being set or whatever for any time now is what it is. Probably be like that 26 shit where they just took them out of nowhere. That's the problem. I really need to take a nap right now because I'm very tired, but I don't want to sit here and fucking, miss out if they do anything today is what it is, which this is what pisses me off about 2:30 and the people that are at 2:34, etc. There is like, it's like, dude, I get there's supposed to be quote unquote moles in the fucking place, so out the goddamn motherfuckers with a fake time, whatever the case be, and then send the rest of us some shit where it's like, here's the real time for this, and it's like, 2 hours before that or some shit. So I don't know. I just feel like, truthfully, what it feels like to me is like going back to quote unquote leadership roles and stuff like that, dude. Like, obviously, none of these people have that because a true leader knows how to negotiate and basically make a ceasefire and stuff like that for the season. A dick just wants to get ahead and fucking fuck people over. No matter what, even if they're getting, troop losses on their own is what it is at that point. And yeah, it's just a dickhead play to make is what it is, bro. So, I don't know. It is what it is, though. So, that's pretty much where I'm at for the day is what it is. And like I said, I'll be doing my own thing here in a little while and going from there. But yeah, Cobra Kai was pretty good. There's some other stuff out there that is also halfway decent. And then there's some other shows out there that are just complete trash, honestly. And that's a lot of what Hollywood is these days. Just a lot of garbage in the mix there. So, unfortunately. I heard that somebody mentioned something about that Yellow Jacket show is supposed to be good, I guess. I don't know. I haven't checked that out yet. I might do that, actually, because I thought about watching it. But then I was like, this might be one of those ones that gets canceled then because it seemed kind of like woke-ish. But my understanding is it's basically like a female Lord of the Flies. They've tried that a couple times, actually. There was another show. I can't remember how long ago it was. It was maybe like 3-4 years ago. And I tried to watch that piece of shit, and I was like, oh my fucking God, bro. Like, I can't. I think that was supposed to get a second season that got canceled because it was just such crap, honestly. And dude, I wasted far too much time on that series. Like, it was not good at all. Like, it was so bad, bro. Like, it was so fucking bad, legitimately. And yeah, it was one of those ones that you're like, why am I wasting my time on this thing? Because with the other one that I was talking about there, that one was just weird in general because it had how am I trying to say this now? Yeah, that particular one, the name is escaping me right now, and it's really starting to piss me off because I can't think of what it is. But yeah, that one was just complete trash for several reasons. Like, the biggest one among it being it just wasn't good. And then you ended up having like the twist ending at the end where it was like, because basically the gist of it was supposed to be it was a bunch of chicks on a plane and the plane gets fucked up or whatever then and like ends up crashing on like some supposed desert island or whatever it is there. And it does become kind of like a Lord of the Flies kind of thing or whatever, where they're basically trying to survive together, but then they also have like internal strife and shit. And as it turns out, like one of the people that was there with them or whatever was actually working for like some entity or whatever it is there that was the people behind their like so-called plane crash and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just a whole bunch of I think there's a lot of like gay shit in it too, if I'm not mistaken, and then it's like random like dumb woke shit like that is what it is there and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, it's like, why the hell would I even watch this shit? And it's just stupid. And then you had some other things in it too, for that matter, that were just retarded, basically. And yeah, like the thing was, they didn't really cast good actresses either on that one. So it's like you have these like mediocre actress chicks that are like trying to act like they're good actresses, but they're not. And it can be shown like very easily in that series that they're not. And then yeah, basically like the big end twist reveal is that like this chick like finds a facility or whatever, and then like finds a room in that facility where it's all like an experiment of some kind or whatever. And meanwhile, on their side, where it's all these chicks, there's another side where it's all men or whatever, like teenage boys or whatever. They're doing the same thing they're doing, except they're succeeding way, way better than the chicks are, is what it is. And it's like, yeah, of course, dude. Like, that's just a given. You know, that's how it's always been, bro. It's just like that Bear Grylls show from some years back now where you had, I think it was 2 seasons, though, if I'm not mistaken. And the first season, which was really the only good season in it, was you had everyday men and everyday women, and you had all these dudes that were able to come together and basically start, you know, delegating tasks out to each other and stuff like that, and working together to get, you know, their shelters built and everything else like that done, and end up, I think they killed a gator together, if I'm not mistaken, or like a caiman or something like that's what it was. And then you had the chick side, where I want to say they came across, it was either the same gator or a different gator and stuff. And they're like, oh, we don't want to kill this thing. And like they're acting like you don't want food or whatever the case is, and like they had like no plan of actually being able to kill the gator either, for that matter. So it's like just a waste of time and effort and stuff for them. And yet meanwhile the guys are able to just, you know, use their body weight and a knife and take the motherfucker out like you should be able to. So, but yeah, it was just kind of pathetic in general. And then you end up having, in that particular chick version, you had these chicks get lost in the fucking woods for days. That was like on this little like beach wooded island area and stuff. And they were just walking around in fucking circles and shit, to where the producer guys like wanted to make sure they didn't die of dehydration, so they used to give them like fucking bottles of water and food and shit so they could actually eat. And yet meanwhile you got the guys on the other side of the island actually providing their own meals for themselves and stuff like that, and just actually thriving at that time. So yeah, it was like basically a tale of like smart versus stupid is what it is. And then of course in the second one that they did for that series, you had so many people like dragging the chicks over for the first season that they had to go out and recruit basically a bunch of special forces women that were like the top 1% of their fucking respective fields and stuff like that, and had those chicks come in there and basically be like, yeah, look, women can kick ass too, kind of shit or whatever. And it's like, and then meanwhile they got like the most beta male dudes for that second season that couldn't do shit and were like basically a bunch of city dwellers and stuff like that, versus the first season you actually had people that were like of all walks of life on both sides. Like I know in the first season the one girl was like a hairdresser or something, that's what it was. And then you had like some other people that were like, you know, like a nanny or something like that, that's what it was, and then like some other stuff. And then some of the guys were just like a computer engineer and shit like that. But yet even that guy could go out there and get like some fish, is what it is, you know. Like he might not have been the best, you know, outdoorsman or whatever the case, but at least he could go, you know, throw a pole into or throw a some line, a hook, and a little bit of bait into the fucking, you know, river or whatever it was there, and be able to catch some stuff. So, and that's the problem with a lot of these people, is they don't know how to do anything, is what it is, dude. And it's like people. I was watching something the other day that I personally felt kind of insulted about, because you had this dude talking about some people's skill sets right now that won't equate to like a grid down scenario, and it was like talking about like some dude that's like a computer engineer or something like that, and them having computer engineer skills would not like equate to like actual survival skills and stuff like that. It's like, you don't know that, dude. You don't know that guy's not like some mathematical genius or something like that to like figure out like pulley systems and shit like that in a grid down. That would actually be a way to benefit everyone and make things a lot better for everybody. Then is what it is. So yeah, like that's the kind of shit that really does bother me with some of these so-called prepper people on this site and in these communities and stuff like that, is they're just like gonna shit on the everyday man because they're like some desk jockey, if you will, or some like desk job, whatever it is there. Where in reality, you don't know that person's skill set's not going to be something else. That being said, I can personally tell you these so-called social media influencer types, though, yeah, those people got no fucking skill set to survive, is what it is. And if they do, in fact, survive, it's going to be legitimately, they're going to be handed a fucking shovel and be like, hey, go dig this pit for shit out. Go dig this ditch over here to make sure we can have like a flow of water here going. Or go dig that fucking grave for like 2 people, is what it is, or something later that have died at that point. And that's going to be their manual labor skill set is what it'll be. So, and the thing is too, like some of those people can be natural leaders too, for that matter. Like not the social media people, but like the computer engineer types and stuff like that is what it is there. So, I'm not saying they wouldn't be manual labor, but it could also be, you know, like a better strategy of doing something is what it is there. Where you maybe take 15 minutes and do something, and then you, instead of breaking your backs doing this thing, you have like a pulley system now that can help you out better is what it is there. That only takes like maybe 20 minutes to create is what it is or something. So, because I'd much rather have something like that, honestly, where it could be something like ropes and levers and shit like that doing my work for me than, you know, me having to sit there and, you know, dig out a fucking entire trench or something by hand. That's going to take days and days to do, honestly. Then in the long run might not even be worth it, honestly. So, yeah, I don't know. But one thing I will say, though, is, like I said, I'm getting pretty tired and got to finish up the shit here today and get everything ready to go for later, is what it is, and go from there. And yeah, right now we're fighting passage battles in the main region. I'm not, but the other people are. Mostly because, in my opinion, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it to try to attack and then lose a fuck ton of troops and stuff like that. So, because there's so many people that are so much more powerful than I am, obviously. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it at some point, but yeah, to me, it's just like, it's not worth it right now, obviously. So, especially with my head the way it is right now, just not feeling it. So, anyway, but yeah, it's pretty crazy though to see the shit happen the way it did, obviously, and just the absolute fuckery of everything is what it is there. But yeah, that Hunt the Hunters game is pretty fun. I end up taking my clan took 6 this go around, which will give us 4 universal fragments of the legendary status version, 6 keys, 400 minutes of speed ups, because it's all 6 through 10 rewards for clans. And then my personal reward I took in the top 200s for everything right there, which will give me 4 Pamelas and 700 minutes of speed ups. And then for clan rankings, I took 10th, 11th, and 13th respectively, which will give me, in the main, it'll give me 12, and the other 2 will give me 10 long ranges, and then 480 speed ups and 400 speed ups respectively is what it is there for the minutes of speed ups. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Well, this really shows exactly who's even, of the 90-something people in this clan right now. Only 37 people got hits in on this one. It's pathetic, dude. That is some lackluster shit for sure. That actually makes me a little bit angry, honestly, on that one. Yeah, that should have been way fucking higher than that. But anyway, I don't know, man. What can you do? Not much, unfortunately. Because motherfuckers don't want to do their work, is what it is. So, whatever. Whatever. Can't make them do it for you. So. But yeah, there is definitely some good to decent stuff in this game, though, that can be done. And there's some other shit that's just not great, obviously. So, anyway. My last couple Turkey Day things right there. It really pisses me off they even put fucking short ranges in those things as rewards. It's just such a waste of time and effort, dude, to get to spend the shit and then eventually have it be like 4 or 5 short ranges for your ass. It's like such fucking bullshit, dude. Like, that's one thing that definitely needs to change for sure in this game. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know, going back to Cobra Kai for a minute, and that Britt Baker chick, why exactly Adam Cole stopped seeing that woman. Because I think they were engaged at one point. I thought they were anyway, or going to get engaged or something, and they just kind of broke things off, I guess. Which, from my understanding, I think it was from his side is what it was, not her side. Which is just even more crazy, because it's like, do you not love this lady? Like, because she's a pretty good-looking chick, bro. Like, you know. Like, I think most men would be lucky to have a piece of ass like that, honestly, as their wife. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something going on behind closed doors I don't know about. You know, could be anything. So who knows? But yeah, it's just kind of weird to see that kind of thing go down, and yeah, not get any merit this week at all. Yeah, it sucks because I'm missing out on the gloves there, but that doesn't really matter because like you're eventually getting your gloves too in different places. What it is then, because now you're getting the 50 on the other side. There's what it is versus, you know, you'd basically get, I think it's like 5 from that or something for like crazy amounts of stuff. But even still, it's like another 5 you could have otherwise. So. Yeah, I think my plan going forward is gathering as many gloves as possible to put in as many hits on the days that need to be used up or whatever there, and go down that road basically is what it is. So, but anyway. But yeah, on that note though, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here at 12:41 Eastern Standard Time. And be back at it at some point in the future. And like I said, I'll probably go open this, and put some lotion on my feet now because they were pretty dry and scaly. So just really rough and stuff. So hopefully they'll soak into them in the next couple hours and stuff like that. And I can get a decent sleep for a few hours anyway. Nothing else. Lotion a little more later on or something maybe. So yeah, they're definitely hurting like shit right now is what it is. Which makes sense given how dried out they were. Which this is the issue, and the sad fact is it doesn't happen to me during summertime, and it's mostly because I don't wear socks. I think it's because I don't wear socks and stuff like that during summer. But versus the winter time when I'm wearing like, you know, wool socks or like some kind of, you know, foot protection and stuff like that, because the house is just cold right now is what it is. It's just so fucking cold, dude, and like the air is like so dried out and stuff like that. Like it just creates like this perfect environment for just like dry, itchy, scaly feet, basically is what it is there. And it sucks, dude. It really does. So but yeah, it's like all cracky and everything else like that. It just hurts like a bitch right now is what it is. So actually, one thing I was a little disappointed with for the current Cobra Kai season with this last episode because they had all the like background characters at the LaRusso house and stuff like that to watch the event thing that they were competing in and shit like that in Spain. But yeah, they never showed the kid they called Penis Breath. So, which I know he was a buddy of theirs again, so I don't understand why they wouldn't have him there as well as what it is, unless he wasn't available to come back in or something, maybe. So, but yeah, he was an interesting character though, for sure. Good old Mitch. Actually, I think one of the best characters in that entire series was, I'm trying to think who it was offhand. My mind is blanking out now. I'm thinking, yeah, it would have been like one of like the random people. I think is what it is. I will say one thing though, the character of Kenny, that kid got way too much play in that show, dude. Like he wasn't even that good, honestly. And I think truthfully the reason they did so much with his ass is because he's a fucking minority is what it is there, dude, which is sad to say. That it would be like some affirmative action hire bullshit or whatever. But yeah, like he was a very unlikable character in that show. So and then I'm trying to think who else would have been kind of a shit character too, for that matter. That Devin girl is kind of meh. Like she's okay, but she's not nothing to write home about, basically. Trying to think now. Yeah, there's a few other like random ones that never really got much play. Actually, come to think of it now, I think about it. The black girl that was in like the first season, I think is what it was, and they kind of wrote her ass out after that, is what it was there. That was supposed to be Sam's friend and shit. That chick is probably never going to go on and do anything else after that show now. Like any of those kind of characters, I would say that were like kind of like one and done people or whatever. Like that's going to be their entire claim to fame throughout their entire lives, I think is what it is. And that girl wasn't bad either, for that matter. Like she was a little bit overweight and shit, but like she wasn't a bad actress, dude. Like she actually had like some decent acting skills. Like at least bare bones anyway. Like it might not have been like I think maybe she probably could have benefited from going like an acting school of some kind or something. But she wasn't terrible, if that makes any sense. Whereas some of these kids were just like straight garbage that had fucking speaking roles in that show, dude. And then yeah, there were some that were just straight up bad, is what it is. But anyway, I don't know. I am happy that this show lasted as long as it did, though. I mean, it probably shouldn't have lasted 6 years because it was really only a 5-season show. So it should have been like 2023 is where it should have actually ended at. But then again, you got COVID, so that's why I kicked it back like a year or so. And then, of course, Netflix being the dickheads they are, don't just drop the whole damn thing at once because they want to fucking make money. And that's what's fucked up with me because they basically, it's like the most retarded fucking strategy ever for them trying to make money there, because you drop one part of it early on in like the first part of the year or whatever, and then you basically wait like 6-8 months to drop the next part of the fucking season, and then you wait until the following year to drop the rest of it. And it's like you're just a bunch of assholes, people. It's like, again, this is exactly why people are not going to pay for your shit, is what it is, bro. Because you just want to bilk them for fucking money by being a bunch of dicks. So, actually, one thing I wouldn't mind seeing some studio make would be, and I would actually legit pay money for this, would be a Bilko Experiment TV series. That would be kind of cool. I would like to see something like that at some point down the line, because that seems like it'd be pretty cool, actually. So, it would actually make logical sense too, for that matter, because given that we have, it's like the complexities of different stuff, but then also, it would actually make logical sense too, for that matter, to do something like that. But anyway, I'm just thinking outside the box at this point, really, is what it is. So, and you don't got to make it woke or anything like that. In fact, you could actually, if they really wanted to, they could go get the original guy that was in the movie and just have him be one of the people in it then. And just have it start at stage 2 is what it is then. Which, that was one thing that was weird about that movie, was you got the dude that survives or whatever, and then it's like, and then immediately like talks about like stage 2 commencing or whatever, and it's like, well, that's interesting. But that just never goes after that. It just ends basically on that weird cliffhanger. So yeah, it'd be nice to see an actual ending to that if that be the case, but who knows, man. I doubt we'll ever get it. But it was a good movie overall, though, because it really does show like human nature and like what people are willing to do to survive, kind of thing. Even though, the truth be told, like, at least like my thing on it would be like this. Honestly, it's like, why would you listen to the crazy voice instead of just being like, you know what? No, fuck you. You want to kill us all? Kill us all, motherfuckers. And just be in solidarity like that is what it is then. But that's the problem. Is, again, it goes back to human nature, and you would have some asshole like be like, no, and just grab a gun or whatever and just start capping people then to make sure they survive. That is what it is. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is, dude. It's all self-preservation for the most part. So, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. So, semantics, honestly. Like I said, I think it's a pretty decent movie, though, for what it actually is. And it's not a bad film. So, it maybe could have been a little better than it was, actually, but it wasn't super bad. So, unlike some of these fucking shit ass films that come out nowadays, dude, they're just complete fucking garbage. And I'll tell you what, I've seen some of those recently, like, holy shit, bro. Like, there is just some complete trash out there. So, I was trying to watch this one the other day that was called, I think it was called Swap or something, and it like the what got me was the actual photo thing for it, because it was obviously like vampire teeth and stuff. So I was like, ooh, a vampire film. But yeah, it wasn't good. Like, the thing is, it's not going to be good when like the first scene in the fucking movie is basically 2 people fucking. So you basically are there for just like the fucking is what it is. Like you pretty much know it's just going to be a shit script at that point. Then, if it literally starts out with people fucking and like nudity immediately is what it is there. So, because that's how they draw you in. That is what it is. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but like for how am I trying to say this now? Yeah, it's not a bad concept to do, but at the same time, it's like you got to have a good script after that, bro. Because if you're not gonna have a good script, this is just some weird ass softcore porn without being a real porn, is what it is, then whatever. So, I mean, hell, I've actually watched plots before of like that was like porn parody stuff or whatever there. And bro, some of that shit actually is funny, like legit. Like I actually watched one time. It was supposed to be like a Clerks one or whatever, and it actually was funny enough in the actual like parody parts of it or whatever that you didn't have to have like random sex scenes in that thing at all. It could have just been an actual just like funny parody movie is what it is then. So, like if somebody actually edited all the sex out of that and just like took all like the little parody piece that would have been like maybe like 45 minutes or so, give or take, that would have actually been a good show. So, but yeah, like, and there's something like that, dude, obviously, where it's And it's because the fucked up part is like some of these porn people can actually act. Is what it is, dude. They're actually decent actors and stuff like that. You just don't give them a chance. What it is there in Hollywood. So, but yeah, some of it's kind of amusing. Some of it's kind of like, kind of a deal. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Cobra Kai was an interesting series though, and like I said, it'll be interesting to see how they end up completely going over the whole thing and what kind of road they want to go down there is what it is, and make it reality or whatever the case be, and go from there. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see though, but I can see them doing a couple different things with it. It just all depends how they want to really play it off there. I would assume it's going to be something where they're going to have Miyagi-Do win the whole thing, because if they don't at this point, that'd be kind of retarded. So, like, it'd be kind of stupid to have them lose at this point, honestly. But then, actually, maybe that's how they should end it, though. Would be them just losing, because then it's like you don't win everything or whatever the case be, and people just, go on to do whatever then is what it is. So, one thing I am looking forward to, though, is that School Spirit show making a second season now, because I know it's supposed to be starting again at some point next year is what it is there, and it's the other Peyton List show there that was it's actually a good series, to be honest with you guys, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to like this chick as an actress, but she makes it so hard when she's doing all kinds of baby killer shit there. And it's like, yeah, if she just shut her fucking mouth, honestly, and just acted, like, I'd be like, cool, let's go watch this show or whatever. But now it's just like, yeah, you know what? On second thought, kind of thing. So, yeah, it's just kind of fucked up, man. Like, where these people just put their foot in their own mouths, kind of thing is what it is there, and they just don't care about their fucking fan base at all, apparently, is what it is. It's actually pathetic, too, for that matter. So, and I just realized I went full retard on that, because I could have easily done a bunch of punches here, is what it is. Whatever. I'll just do a couple of them, is what it is. Nice. Got a rare metal thing there. Save those other 20 or so for the thing. This will be. Let's see, we got a day and 6 hours left right now. We'll be getting a handful of things right now. So let's see, we got construction. Killing a bunch of walkers. Walker camps, which I didn't do anything of there. I'll lose out a bunch of flasks is what it seems like right now. Whatever. Let's see here. Is there a moon base here to do stuff with? Looks like so. Okay, so we'll send the guy over there, and then we'll send the guy down here. Do the same thing with the rest of the accounts there. Yeah, it really pisses me off. I completely forgot to do my anvils in the one account when we had the coalition stuff to do it, which that's what pisses me off about this game, though, is them putting that shit behind paywalls. Basically, they have to have that much to get it there, where it should just be immediately upon you beating the damn season. You should be able to get to that stuff no matter what, without having to do a bunch of prosperity stuff to begin with. That's also how I got fucked over by this in this region here to begin with earlier on, when the season was still going on last season, when I jumped over, because these idiots basically were like, oh, let's just leave this thing And then they just left the fucking coalition, and then it just fucked us out of the prosperity that we needed to get shit is what it was. Then it's like, dumbasses, we still got like 2 more days to do this. What the fuck? So, yeah, it was really irritating for sure. So, yeah, it's a bunch of shit, honestly. But like I said, though, that Cobra Kai show is pretty good, and it's definitely an interesting series for sure, like from start to finish, really. I think one of these days what I might do is after it's all said and done, everything's finished and stuff, I might just go back and watch the entire series from start to finish then. Because I don't think I've ever done that yet. I'm sure it'd probably take like a couple days, honestly, given how many episodes there are now. Or maybe not a couple. Well, it depends, because I'm thinking, I know most of them initially were like about a half hour or so when it was on YouTube for that like first, I think, season or so, or 2 seasons, whatever it was there. And then everything else was like somewhat longer than that. Like I think most of them now, these last season anyway, are like closer to 40 minutes or so. So yeah, it's definitely a difference there is what it is. So between shows. So but yeah, it's whatever, man. So semantics. Yeah, one thing I definitely will say though is that there is some very interesting stuff. There's what it is, and like I said, I feel sorry for the people that are never gonna get another acting gig after this show. At the same time, it's, you know, that's the nature of Hollywood for you. And personally, if I was a kid actor at this point, I would not want to be part of any of that shit. Just because, you know, you are so much more susceptible to being preyed upon by those sickos in Hollywood, dude. If anything, if I was going to be an actor in anything as a child, I'd want to be like an actor in like a Pure Flix thing or something like that, or like one of those kind of studio kind of deals there, because you know for a fact those kids, that the people that are behind those are most likely not going to molest your ass at that point. Whereas in Hollywood, like that demonic evil will definitely fucking take you down and prey upon you is what it is. So and it's just absolutely sickening is what it is, dude. And it's, yeah, just pure fucking evil is what it is there, man. On so many different fronts. So but anyway. Yeah, it's really just evil is what it is there, dude. And it's unfortunate that we have to put up with that kind of crap in our society to begin with, when we should easily just be ostracizing the hell out of it, is what it is right now. So, anyway. But, yeah, it is what it is, man. Tell people want to step up and, you know, call it out for what it is. Like, nothing's ever going to change what it is there. So, and it's sad. It really is, dude. Because it should not have to be that way at all, ever. And we should easily be able to get, you know, good people in places where they can actually help do things and put away a bunch of sickos as what it is there, dude. So. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out where the fuck this one went to now. And I just realized it was right there. We got 15 Pamelas we can put on this guy right here, so that's cool. That was our 15 Pamelas from this event, by the way, that Hunt the Hunters thing. From all the boxes. Which was a nice way to get Pamela, by the way, in this game. So I'm glad that's the one thing I'm glad about. Like, as much shit as I'll give the game developers and stuff like that, dude, for doing all kinds of shady shit is what it is. They're at least doing stuff like this now too, where they're like, hey, you know, we're fucking you guys over, but like here's another, you know, deal we can have for like this day is what it is or something. And like I said to begin with, it wasn't. It's really hard to compete against everybody else. There, it's like all the pay-to-win people and stuff. But eventually, they will gas out or just not even. They won't even care anymore whatever it is for the event and stuff. So what'll end up happening is you'll eventually do get your stuff. Then is what it is that you need to have for your rewards and shit. And if you're persistent enough, like I was here, you can actually go back in there and get better reward stuff overall. Is what it is there. Actually, let me go. I'm gonna go check my other account right now from my secondary region and see how much I got in that one when it came to stuff, because it might be a little bit better now. So not 100% on that one, but let me check. See if there is in fact a better deal there or not. So yeah, because like I said, I know the main ones all were top 200 is what it was there for everything. And then it was, yeah, as long as you make the top 700 is what it is there, you're going to get something. So really, it's just always make top 700 to be there if you can. Like that should be a goal for sure in the game. But then again, you also have to be like a T9 or T10 to get like real hits is what it is there. So yeah, on this one in particular though, I got. Let me figure this out right now. Let's see here. My personal was 254. I got 19,890,000 some changing on that. So at 254, I will take 201 to 400 rewards, which is 4 Pamelas and 600 minutes of speed ups. I took 6 to 10 in the clan members, so I'll get 12 long ranges and 480 minutes of speed ups then. Let's see, where did I actually take in the clan? Are you kidding me, bro? That's fucked up. I think I was 5th, too. If I had gotten one more set of hits, and I could have beat this chick probably and taken 5th. Yeah, I ended up 6th at 19,890, and this chick ended up 5th at 19,890,000 and some change. This chick was 20,385,560, so she basically beat me by like about 500K, give or take. That's messed up, man. That really pisses me off. I'll tell you what, the disparity in this region, though, between everybody else, though, because number 1 in the clan took 68 million and some change. Number 2 was 45 million. Number three was 25.8 million. Number 4 was 23.6 million. Then it was that chick at 20 million, and then myself at almost 20 million. And the guy underneath me is like 16.7 million. And then 8th was 12.6 million, 12.3 million, 12.1 million, 11.7 million for 11th, 11.2 million for 12th, and then 10 million, 500,000 some change for 13th. And then literally everybody underneath that was 8 million or lower. And there was 50 people out of this clan that got involved in that, so that's good. At least you see the good numbers there is what it is then. So yeah, but I'll take the 254 is what it is there, dude. Let's see where our clan ended up at then. We were 9th in this whole thing, so we will take 6 to 10 rewards, which is 4 legendary frags and 6 keys and 400 minutes of speed up, so that's not bad. So yeah, could have been worse. Could have been like 12th or 15th. Jesus Christ, there was somebody in there who's 25th. They got 16 points, and so that's like one person from that fucking clan. Yeah, it's in our region, apparently. That's what makes it even worse. So it was like one of the rando ones then. Just like this one's a rando one, 17,000. One of the 230s got 4,000 some changes. That was one guy. I guarantee that 17K was one guy. 211 was one guy at 45,000. This one from our region was 192,000. That's one person. 228,000. That's one person. 229,000. One person. 393. One person. 4 million was obviously one person. Actually, what was my overall score again? 19 million. Okay. So let me figure this out then. So if I was in a solo clan, I could have basically had like top 20 myself, just with my own hits, and there's what it was, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, like if I was a solo clan right now, out of this top 25, it would have been 26 at that point. I would have taken 14th then, and everybody else would have been below me at that point then. Because then it was 13 was probably one or two guys and 230 at 35 mil and some change. 12th was 35 mil and some change. 11th was 134 mil and some change. Has a few people there, and then it goes. And this is where the disparity of truthful. Actually, I think technically 11th was a lot. That's a lot of the guys that are like T8s, T9s is what it is there. They're like a much lower clan or whatever then. But this is where you see the disparity though between 11 and 10 and then 9, etc. There's what it is. So, yeah. So you got 11 was 134,470,400 for the entire clan. 10th, which was a step aside in 211, was 276,874,520, and then us at 6 Siege were 404,571,680. That was 50-ish people doing that. The one above us in the family was 753 million and almost 754 million actually, who it was overall. And then SWS, which is one of the other clans in our coalition, was 823 million and some change. And then this is where it gets even crazier here with everything else. So going up higher into Loki and all these other pay-to-win whale regions and stuff like that. You got Loki taking 1,407,186,696. The Hive, just above them, taking 1.779, taking 1,779,000,000 some change. And then the fourth was Wilderness, taking 2,383,000,000. And then WB, which is what I should be in right now in this region, taking 3,252,000,000 and a bunch of change. And then it was 218, which is one of our coalitions for this season, taking 3,911,000,000. And then number one was Odin's Asses, which are all pay to wins, with 5 billion and some change. There's what it is. So, and those douchebags will take 10 fragments, 30 keys, and 1,000 minutes of speed ups. So, yeah, it just sucks, bro. But it is what it is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy to see that shit. Fucking wild, bro. So. Yeah, I can't wait to see what Scavenge Rush turns into now. And see how much differently it actually is, if anything at all, for that matter. I think it will be. It'd just be dependent on how much it will be for. So, as it is right now, I got 260 tokens in my secondary region right now to do stuff with. So, I'm debating if I want to do Scarlet Flame when I get to 500 at some point, which would be a defense one, or if I want to do the RV one, which would be the Emerald Copper and give me extra health then. I mean, I could always also do the Stinger and just do the Night Fury, and it also gives me health as well, but it looks way cooler then. See, that Night Fury one, that skin kind of reminds me of It reminds me of two things, actually, because it has a gun there and stuff. It reminds me of what a Twisted Metal vehicle would be, but it also would remind me of what like a Ghost Rider kind of car would be, too, for that matter. That's what kind of reminds me of a little bit, is that Ghost Rider car that was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to some extent. But yeah, it's pretty good, though. Like I said, I'll give it a... It'll be interesting to see what happens here in 2 days, basically, with the next scavenge rush. So, other than that, though, that's where I'm at for the day. And now, after a half hour longer than where we're going to go, I will officially be calling it a day on this one. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Stay safe. All that good stuff. And happy Thanksgiving early. And check out the early Black Friday deals if you have the money. And possibly get some stuff if you need it, dude. Because there are some good deals out there. Unfortunately, with fucking Amazon, it's... to get any of those deals, you got to join the fucking Prime bullshit, which I already did once, and I can't do it again now because it's not, it won't give me the 30-day thing ever again then. I'll have to actually get it for full price it'll be then. Never want to do that is what it is, because there's some good shit on there, though, otherwise, if it wasn't for that crap. So, yeah, right now I'm just trying to find some kind of an optic or something like that. I need to check my email, actually, and see if there's a... See if anybody sent me anything then. Any of the sites I'm subscribed to there, so it would be like any of the gun sites for like different optics and stuff they might have available then for cheaper. I definitely need to pick something up for my one AR for sure, so. Because the one I have right now is not. I picked up an Amazon one a couple years ago for it. It's just not good. So. Yeah, like it's very mediocre by comparison and shit. So, Jesus, that's actually not bad. Got a Radical Arms AR for a decent price. That's about. I'm trying to think now because with shipping and everything, and then transfer fees and whatnot. Yeah, I think I could probably build something cheaper than that even. So, although the stock on it's nice, and the handguard on it's, or the pistol grip on it's even better though. Got the Omni Max pistol for a little bit under that price. Whew, man, this Canic. I mean, it's pimped out, but I sure as shit wouldn't pay what they want for it. So, which is quite a few muffin tops there, like over 1,000 muffin tops, if you will. So, that's interesting. They got one of those like micro-roni things in an American flag pattern, which is kind of insulting, by the way. If you know anything about flag code, that's super insulting to anybody that gives a shit about flag code. But yeah, it's about half the price it normally is right now, almost. Just over that, actually. About $20 or so over that. So. Draco Micro is what this one thing is here. I never understood people that buy those things. Like, what are you trying to prove, that you're a fucking idiot that can't handle a gun? Like, seriously, bro. Like, there are certain things that need a fucking actual stock on them or some kind of brace or something like that, and that's one of those fucking guns that needs that shit. We all know who's buying it too, by the way. It's all the motherfuckers in the hood. So, this is a nice Rock Island Armory. 1911 here. Yeah, that's real nice. Yeah, that's real nice. I like that a lot, man. That is really nice. This would almost be the exact kind of 1911 I'd want to. So, Although I don't have that kind of money just lying around, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So. Why would anybody buy a Kel-Tec 9mm? That's the same price or even more than a fucking Taurus is. That's more reliable. So yeah, that's crazy to me. Or in that same aspect, who the fuck would buy a Smith and Wesson Shield Plus and 30 Super Carry? Like that's just straight up retarded right there. That is. Apparently, Rock Island Armory is making what looks like a Glock clone. It's only a 10 rounder though. It's about the same price as a Taurus is right now. Yeah. That is not a bad price on that, actually. I need to do a comparison on that and see how much that would actually be right now. So, let me look that up real quick. Do a calculator on that thing and see if that would be worth the money. Obviously, it wouldn't be exactly what the prices are telling you because I'm sure shipping and handling would be a bitch on that. So, actually, that's not that good of a price then. Whew, Jesus, 26 cents a round for 9mm. Yeah, it's a little much. Apparently, people are making Glock 19s with Trump's mugshot on them for way more money than they should cost, is what it is, and I'll say that. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah. It's also ironic, given the fact that Trump was the first president in our lifetime that actually legit stole our rights for 2A stuff. So, and by that I mean he was a dumbass that went after bump stocks, is what it was. But yeah, it's a bunch of shit, honestly. So, anyway. But yeah, on that note, though, I'm going to go ahead and check out my local right now because I guess I got a Black Friday deal going on right now for the next couple of days. What the fuck? Why are you not bringing up the shit right now, people? What the hell? That was weird. Won't bring up the damn flyer. There it is. Let's see what they got here. Ooh. That's not a bad price. Maybe should have waited to get a shotgun. Huh. Hmm. This is not a bad deal if you're going to go and build a bunch of ARs out. My local has a bunch of strip Andersons for a decent price. You also have a shoddy for the same price. Never heard of Armo. This has got to be some kind of Turkish knockoff or something like that. Yeah, it just sounds weird. So, yeah, if I ever want to make an AR pistol or something like that, that'd be the way to go for that strip lowers and stuff. That is an excellent deal, by the way, given the fact that I've paid almost half that for one of those before. So, Hmm. Huh. Okay, so apparently people were doing clips on this before. Or wait. Oh, it's RMOX. Okay, I missed the X part of that. Yeah, it's RMOX shotguns. Okay, that makes more sense. Huh. RMOX defense. Dickinson arms. Okay. Eh. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of what we've seen before, where it's just essentially junk, is what it is. So I don't know. That seems like kind of a. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's like a kind of. It's like at the same time, it's like, whenever they spend like twice that much for a Mossberg, or whatever, just get one of these motherfuckers right now. That's what it is, kind of a deal. So I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing too. I'm kind of thinking like at the same time, if I were to go up there and buy like all the things on there, if it's like, would this just be like, you know, government just being like, oh, he bought a bunch of guns a day, even though I'm just buying a bunch of lowers and like a shotgun, basically. So it's hard to say, man. Try to see the specs on this thing right now. This thing has a weird rail on the bottom of it. The tube is weird too. Very strange. Some dude was saying back in October it was a great home defense shotgun. Somebody's saying shot birds and shot bird shot and slugs fine. Racks smoothly. Somebody said good shotgun, but needs some TLC to make it great. Action very tight. Sometimes didn't rack completely. Had to polish rails to get smoother action. Forearms a bit clunky. People are saying budget home defense. I don't know. It's not bad for what it is. Of course, this wall supplies last on that too, though. Same thing with the lowers. So apparently that's only 50 bones more than it would be when it's not on sale. So it's not really a huge deal. Let's see anything up here worthwhile. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right now. Is what it is, just so I don't waste any more time for my stream error for the month. So I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll probably do it. I think I'm going to go do a stream on Rumble for about 15 minutes or so to discuss this current flyer at my local that started today is what it is. So, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all. Stay safe. Later.